Welcome to Construction Project Management Series, Session 5. We will discuss about the types of project reports. A project report has to pass through the following three stages for its clearance. Normally, the report should have all the detailed informations. These detailed informations can be given in these three types of reports. First, pre-feasibility reports, then techno-economic feasibility reports, then detailed project reports. Pre-feasibility report. Normally, a project formulation report is also known as pre-feasibility report. Here, the document will be prepared in such a way that preliminary sanction or the first stage of clearance will be given by the government or the board of directors of the company for conducting the further investigation or feasibility studies of the project. Some of the institutions have published feasibility study guidelines. Based on that, the preparation can be initiated. The institutions like UNIDO, Geneva, the World Bank, Industrial Development Bank of India, planning commissions, etc. So the basics of the project success is comprehensive feasibility study and its evaluation. The feasibility studies involves detailed analysis and the evaluation of the project concepts from all the relevant angles. So a project success will be directly lies on how a feasible report is prepared and documented. Next, project feasibility report. After doing a preliminary pre-feasibility reports, a detailed investigation will be carried out for the decision making of a project. That is, either we want to run the project or we want to drop the project. So necessary informations will be obtained in this stage. So the objective of the appraisals in these various stages of evaluation and project decision is to ensure that the project is viable from the following angles. So the project will be considered based on the market demand, materials and inputs, location and site, project engineering and investment costs, plant organization and overhead costs, manpower, implementation schedule, financial and economical evaluations, and statutory clearance. The next feasibility report will be techno-economic feasibility reports. It means that the feasibility report will have all the technological aspects as well as the economical aspects. Here, the project scope is described and its sites and method of construction will be determined. Suitability of the sites will be checked. Then the required natural resources and raw materials will be investigated more accurately and prepared in the form of estimates. Then the total feasibility of the proposal will be studied in depth and cleared. The important aspects covered in this analysis will be market analysis, technical analysis, financial analysis, economic analysis, and ecological analysis. In the market analysis, it is concerned primarily with aggregate demand and market share. It means that the project should be a successful one even after the construction. So it should have a good market demand and market share. Technical analysis. It seeks to determine whether the prerequisites for the successful commissioning of the project have been considered and reasonably good choices have been made with respect to location, size, and process. The important factors to be considered in the technical analysis will be the preliminary investigations, tests and studies, availability of manpower, raw materials, power and other inputs, construction methodology, equipments and machines, necessary auxiliary equipments and supplementary works, treatment of effluents, layout of the site, buildings and planned work schedules. Next, financial analysis. It ascertains whether the proposed project will be financially viable in the sense of being able to meet the burden of servicing the debts and whether the proposed project will satisfy the return expectations. The aspects to be considered here will be investment outlay and the cost of the project, cost of the capital, projected profitability, break-even point, cash flows of the projects, projected financial position, and level of risk. Economic analysis. It refers to cost-benefit analysis, which may often differ from its monetary costs and benefits. Ecological analysis. It is particularly required for major projects which have significant ecological implications like power plants and irrigation schemes, environmental polluting industries. The next project report is detailed project report. The main objective of this report is to assure the performance for reliable quality, to understand the importance of optimization schemes, to understand the methodology of project appraisal. So the major areas in which the reports will be prepared will be a brief description about the project area. It will have the project cost details, major benefits from the project, and project investment criteria, detailed specifications of all the activities, equipments and materials, project management process, project appraisal and its procedures, etc. Thank you.